Namaskar, I'm Maina Bhatnagar. Welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to talk about the card Hermit. The card Hermit is placed on number 9 in the number sequence. The number 9 people love to express themselves. They also like to get in the depths of human mind. This is the number that is ruled by Mars. In Hebrew, the Hermit means Yod, and Yod means creativity or a helping hand. In fact, if you look at the card carefully, you will find that the Hermit's posture is very similar to the letter Y, that is the first letter of the word Yod. So to further understand the card, let's look at the symbology, because symbology is the key of tarot. So we see that there's an old bearded man who stands on the top of a mountain, an icy covered mountain. He is holding a lamp in his right hand that extends outward. On his left hand, he holds a cane. And we don't see anything else, only at the top of the mountain. If you see carefully, you will also see that there are only 3 colors in this card. White, that is the color of ice or mountain, the dress that he is wearing, his beard, and white stands for clarity. Yellow, that is his cane, and the light, and blue as the background, which is the sky or the background, and blue is all color of spirituality. The lamp is lit up by a star, and this star is a 6-pointed star, which is also believed to be the union of fire and water, and is also believed to be very sacred. So this is not an ordinary light, this is a divine light. His cane is yellow, so it also means that his cane is yellow, so his cane, his support is also wisdom. So his light that he shows is divinity. The support of cane is again wisdom. This itself sums up very beautifully what this card is all about. So as we go further, you see that he represents a kind of a person who is wise, perseverance, experience, and old. In Arthurian legends, the hermits used to live in wilderness and meditate and guide others. Hindu scriptures in the olden thought process indicated that people after 75 and above should live in the mountains, renounce the world, and live a simple life. But then that was older time. Today we have people of 75 actually ruling the world. So what does this hermit stand for? You can look at him as a teacher, as a mentor, or as a guide. As a guide, he stands in the landscapes of land, water, ice, thoughtfulness. And as a mentor, he stands to guide us. And he plays more of a role of a mentor who is seeking guidance. And as a guide, he is showing light for someone who has lost his way. In terms of age, the age may not be a physical age. Here the age could also mean that the age is in terms of experience. I look at a card Hermit more as an abstract, because the meanings and the values are all inside. They are not an external meanings. Because Hermit stands for a time, especially in today's time, where we need to step back. You can call it like taking a break, not a vacation. It is taking a break to step back and see what's happening. Because Hermit stands on the top of the mountain. This is a bird's eye view, or to get a clear perception. He stands for a solitude. There's a difference in solitude and loneliness. Loneliness is a stage where we are left alone, we have no one. It's not a stage we choose, but solitude is a state that we choose for ourselves. Hence, it is more satisfying and it connects us inward. So, this card is more about inward, being quiet. You could be a hermit just for a day in your own house. You don't have to go in wilderness. Especially in today's time where we have just jumped into the rat race. Because hermit is the one who has renounced the world or moved away from it even for a short while. So when you move away from a crowd or the pressures that today's life builds and expectations and conformity to all this, because when we are in this kind of a chaos, we are trying to prove ourselves to others. Whether we are capable or not is secondary. So hermit is a situation or a person where we need to step back and analyze ourselves. It could be a kind of analysis of our strengths and weaknesses, or just taking a break. In minor arcana, it could be similar to the Four of Wands, where the soldier or the warrior takes rest. But here the rest is more mental rest. Why it is mental rest? Because Virgo, hermit is Virgo. It's ruled by Mercury, which is a planet of thinking, calculations. Hence, hermit represents a situation which is a mental retreat. Going into wilderness of your own mind or in the jungle. Regardless, the idea is to step back, meditate, and see inward. For students, it could be finding the goal, or if you have the goal, focusing on it. Because hermit shows light. This light, and with the cane is a light of is the support of wisdom, and with the light of star, it is a divine light. So he guides. So for students and people who are preparing for exams, if this card comes up, it means you need to focus. You have lost path. You have gone astray. You need to see where you are going. For those who are into relationships, it definitely indicates a stage where you are embroiled into social pressure. Just think about it. When you go away or take a break, you feel so lighter. The days seem so longer. There's enough to do because your mind is at rest and you can think for yourself. Hermit is also about a detached perception. Why he stands on a top? Because he stands on a top because from there you can see far and beyond. When we are in it, in a situation, we are not able to see because we are totally involved in it. But when we become hermit, we can step back, get on top, and get a bird's eye view. That is what hermit is about. So if you are in relationship and this card comes up, it's definitely a time to step back. Step back to study yourself. Step back to give the other person also a thought process, a time. This can also be a card of healing. But this healing is more mental healing than it is physical. In matters of time, or in a question of time, it indicates a bit of delay. The reason is he is old. So old means here the age, the time taken will be longer for whatever question you are trying to read, whatever time you're trying to predict. So give it time and process time, a time which is not hurried up, a time which will take its own sweet time. You cannot hurry up this time. So when you don't hurry up the time is when you step back. You don't become part of it. You have to step back. As there is a saying in Taoism that when you are not doing something, then also you are doing something because you're part of that time wheel which is moving. So if we step back, we are not hurting ourselves. So for students, it's time to focus. For relationships, it is time to step back. And if it is about the social pressure or it is about work, then you need to take a break for sure, because you are burning out. As I said, this card is a lot about mind. Hermit represents Virgo, and Virgo is a sign which has a lot of perseverance. It is only a Virgo who can go on doing same thing again and again. As an earth sign, Capricorn is also a very hard-working sign, but it is only a Virgo who can repetitively do the same thing again and again. So it's apparent that one has fallen in that Virgo trap. And that's what we call a rat race. So step away from the rat race, step away from those parties, step away from the chaos. Look inward or go in silence, what the Hermit is doing. And if you are at the stage, on a physical stage of Hermit, then maybe it is time that you show your light to others, because you have that experience, you have the age, and you have lived life that can come handy, helpful to give what others need, whether it is in terms of wisdom, guidance. This is also a card of a traveler, so it can also mean a journey. Journey may be physical, journey may be mental, but it does indicate a journey. In some cards, the lantern is in the left side, some it is in the right. But regardless, it's about light. So it can also mean, as I always believe that in tarot, the neighboring cards are very important. And if Hermit is in your middle, that means he is indicative that something in past has happened. Because regardless how he is placed, if there's a card behind him, that means we need to look at the past. And if he is the first card, then we need to look what is coming forward. Because when do we throw light? We throw light when there is darkness, or we need to seek something, we need to gain knowledge. So the placement of Hermit is very important. It should also be studied in reference to the card which precedes it. So at times I feel we should become Hermit. Go inward, as I said, whether it could be the house or a retreat. Step back, listen to music, read a book, but step back from the chaotic world, from the world that expects us to perform all the time, or relationships that expect us to conform to the normal routine expectations, or even in job. Don't burn out, because if you're burnt out, there will be nothing left of you. So be Hermit once in a while. Thank you very much for watching my video. Please like and subscribe. Thanks again.